Hi, welcome to the channel. Joining me slightly breathless in South Wales, up in the Brecon Beacons, hoping to do my cheapest camp yet. So as you may have seen in the thumbnail, $36.99. That is tent, backpack, sleeping mat, sleeping bag and sleep pillow. All for $36.99. A couple of items new, a couple of items used, and it is a pretty decent tent. Now, there is one thing that might stop me from actually camping tonight, and that's that I've had to rush out this evening. I meant to get out a lot earlier, but life got in the way again, so I'd rushed out and I've not brought any pegs. So I normally bring a couple of spare set of pegs out just in case, and I've not brought any tonight. And I have a sneaking suspicion the £10 tent, when I last used it, I didn't put the pegs back in because I was having real trouble getting it back in the bag. So we might not be able to pitch a tent, so we might not have any pegs. So you're probably thinking, well, why are you stood at the bottom of the mountain if you don't think you've got any pegs? Well, that is a good question. But I figured, you know, I'm here now. I can't be bothered unpacking my bag, get the tent out, have a nose, see if there are any pegs in there. I figured, you know what, let's just walk up there, find a place to pitch. If I've not got any pegs, no problems, pack it back in the bag, head back to the car, and I've had a nice little walk in the evening. I've also got a brand new camera to test out, an action cam, so I'm using the DJI Osmo Action 3, which I got today. So I figured actually, if I get to give that a little bit of a test, see how it goes. I got my new mountain wearers boots I got for £13 off of eBay as well, so I thought, let's just get out there, give it a try, and if it all goes wrong, then I just go back to the car, and then lesson learned for next time to make sure, even if I'm rushing, to pack some tent pegs. It's not difficult, is it? Anyway, I'm going to mosey on now, trying to get out there before sunset. At least if we haven't got any pegs, we can have a look around and enjoy a bit of outdoors before we go home with my tail between the legs. Now, I did forget another thing as well. I forgot my wind metering thing, and it's supposed to be quite windy tonight, up to about 40 miles an hour on top of the mountain. So it is a night where pegs are really needed, but also perhaps some of my better pegs would have been needed as well, but we definitely haven't got those. So I'm hoping this camera is able to pick up enough audio to be usable, because I've got my road mics in my pocket, but I can't bother to get them out. And the whole idea of investing in a better cam, especially the Action 3, which is supposed to have pretty good audio, is so that if the weather's really bad, I can just use it straight to camera. Don't have to worry about getting my mics wet. I can just use the inbuilt audio. So it's going to be a good test for the camera tonight, if nothing else. And hopefully it'll be a lot more stable than my other camera, because it's a proper one, not some cheap knockoff I got on Facebook. You know I like my Facebook bargains, but sometimes with tech, you do get what you pay for. So it's a pretty nice evening so far, to be honest. Weather's been a bit variable here in South Wales lately, but we haven't had massive amount of rain. But they do give chances of some heavy rain overnight, particularly in the early hours of the morning. Well, actually the sort of time I'd be getting to pack the tent away. So if I do have to go home without pitching the tent, then maybe it's just rewarding me and avoiding having to put my tent away in the wet, because it is in a pitch first. If you've watched some of my videos in the past, you might recognise where I am now. I'm at the bottom of Cairn Glacier. So I've done a camp up on Cairn Glacier, right next to the summit. And I've also camped on the mountain we're heading to tonight, which is Van Frinnick. So I'm going to go for Van Frinnick tonight, just because I've not been there for quite a long time. Last time I camped here, I was in my Jack Wolfskin Gossamer 1 tent. Had quite a nice evening, nice views from up there. And because of the lateness of the day, I figured it was quite a quick one to get to, so that's why we're here now. There is a little bit of breeze down here, picking up every now and again. So I'm going to do lots of talking to camera to see how the camera fares and whether this is going to be the answer to my previous issues with my other action cam. It's a great place, this. It really is. Just nice, big and craggy, and a bit different to a lot of the scenes you see up in the Brecon Beacons, where there's a bit moory, a bit moorland, lots of flat grass, mown to death by sheep. The crags and the rocks are a little bit different. Wonder how the mic is picking up my breathing as well, because I'm breathing very heavily already. It's a good little bit of ascent, this. Short and sharp, this walk. So, exercise for the day, even if we can't pitch a tent. So, started on the ascent now. So nice views, and actually really quite peaceful and sheltered down here. So just the sound of birdsong and the wind rustling in the ferns and the odd tree. Looking right across towards Pen y Fan, and that's Ancorn. Both of them shrouded in a little bit of cloud at the moment. So there's definitely moisture in the air, definitely rain in the air, but who knows if we're going to avoid it all night or not. But this is a good little walk. I recommend it if you do come to South Wales, because it's right on the A470, easy to get to. I've never had a difficulty parking here either. It seems a really quiet spot. There's two other cars when I got there today, and there's room for quite a few more than that down there. So I don't know where those people are. I don't know if they're up somewhere. I don't know if they're going to be camping overnight somewhere. But it's definitely a good spot for it. I think at some point I'm going to explore the craggy areas as well and see if there's some little hidden spots around here, because it's definitely got potential for that. But let's crack on. What time is it? Let's have a look. It is, try and get my watch visible. Yeah, it's nearly 20 past 6, so sunset's at 10 past 7. But obviously, as long as it's not too cloudy at that point, there'll be a bit of light after that as well, a bit of twilight. So let's crack on and make some progress. For those of you interested, my pack weighs 11.7 kilograms. So it's not too bad really. That's all my usual gear, tent, sleeping bag, sleep mat, all that kind of stuff. The normal first aid gear, lamp, torch, other bits and pieces. Thermal leggings, thermal top, waterproof jacket, waterproof trousers because of the forecasted rain tomorrow, and a down jacket as well. So, and a full frame camera and one lens. So I don't think 11.7 is too bad really. That includes the sort of litre of water I've got with me as well. So yeah, even though I've got really budget gear tonight, it's not too heavy. A little bit bulky perhaps. I did have real issues getting the sleeping bag and everything else into the bag. I've got this regatta backpack tonight. First time I've used it, there was £8 on Facebook, so it was brand new. All seems fine, but the lack of straps on the outside. And the straps, it does have a really short, so you couldn't put the tent on the outside of the bag, so the tent had to go on the inside of the bag as well. So it did leave me a bit pushed for space. So which is probably why I didn't get the pegs and stuff, because I was just the bag was already full and I was trying to stuff bits and pieces into it. So it's a 65 litre bag as well. But my sort of 3-ish, 2 to 3 season Aldi sleeping bag is pretty bulky. It was only $14.99, so synthetic bulk of of that feels at the bottom of the bag pretty much. So yeah, I'm just taking a little bit of a breather before heading up this little path in the background and swing up around the top of the mountain. So about maybe another 400 feet of ascent. And because my bag is so full, I thought I've got no choice but to wear this hoodie really, so I'm probably losing a lot of weight in terms of how much I'm sweating, which isn't great because I've only got limited water, but if I've got no pegs, it won't matter because I'd be going straight home anyway. But right, now my breathing has recovered to a level where I feel like I can carry on walking. I better crack on with it. It's getting really dark now, so I'm just going to record this audio in case it was too windy at the top. But yeah, I don't have any tent pegs, so I'm heading back to the car, but I'm going via a different route, so I'm just looking at a fence now and I'm not sure if I can actually get over it. I can't see any way through, but there's bound to be, because there just needs to be really. Yeah, a little disappointed that I can't do a camp tonight. It would have been good wind conditions for it. I obviously had posted on my channel about some questions and stuff, so I was going to do some questions and answers whilst in the tent for a while, but I've been able to test my boots, I've been able to test this camera, so I know for future reference what kind of wind levels it can take and stuff, and still record audio when I need to actually use my external mics and stuff. So yeah, I'm taking the positives from it. I've had a nice walk, I'm on a nice walk, so yeah, it's one of those things, a learning curve. I've normally got way more pegs than you ever need, because I normally carry at least 2 spare sets. Tonight, just forgot to put them in, and would you know, at the one time I've got a tent without any pegs, I've got no spares as well. So yeah, just one of those things. I was planning to come out a lot earlier than I did tonight, but ended up out with the family for the day, getting back a lot later than I thought I was going to get back, rushing to pack the bag, and these things happen. You know, I've talked before on the channel about the lack of time to do this properly, so there we are. But I've had a nice walk, get to go home, sleep in a real bed, and I'm going to come out tomorrow night, I think, go somewhere local and just do this $36.99 camp, because I really want to do it and get up on the channel before it's too cold, because I think my winter camps are going to be sub £100, but a little bit more expensive, because, you know, had to get a warmer bag and a thicker sleep mat and stuff. So I found some pretty good bargains, but you're not going to get sub 50 quid for a winter camp, I don't think. But certainly sub 100, I've got a couple of different options now. So yeah, I'm going to find a way, hopefully over this barbed wire fence, and then cut back in a big loop back to the car, and then head home for the evening. Sun has set, it's pretty cloudy, so it's getting dark quite quickly, so I think I'm going to call it a day for any kind of filming, because it's just a march back to the car now. Very nice walk it is, but I'm conscious that although this should be a really good little camera, it's only got a tiny sensor compared to my other cameras, so it's going to be pretty grainy already, I'd imagine. Looking back at this footage, I imagine it's not looking too great. But no, if you made it this far, huge thanks for watching. Obviously not the video I set out to make, but yeah, it's going to go up in the channel anyway, just because it's captured something anyway. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe for more camping fails like this, and do come back and watch the video where I actually do succeed in camping my 3699 loadout, because I can't get through this this gate with my bag on. It's just all going wrong. And then fell over as well. No, so do subscribe to the channel, because I will come back out and I will camp in my bargain gear. And I've got some really good bargain gear that hopefully see me for the winter months as well. And I think it's going to be pretty amusing to see me trying to carry the world's biggest sleeping bag up a mountain, just because it's got a comfort rate of -7 and it cost me 30 quid. So plenty of fun and games ahead. Anyway, drop me a like if you've enjoyed it. Drop me a like out of sympathy for the fact I've just walked up a mountain with 11.7 kilograms of weight. I need to walk back down again because I haven't got any tent pegs. So yes, I'll see you in the next one.